Okay, so now we can move to the question of how do we aggregate various firms' individual supply function into a market supply function. And again, this is very similar to what we did with the aggregation of individual demand function. So what we need to do is we need to horizontally add up individual supply function. So here we have again three different firms. They have different supply functions, and let's just maybe draw them a little bit thicker. So let's start with the first one. So we have a supply function which goes from here, and let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so obviously the producer A is able to sell at the price between 2 and 4 a quantity of up to 1. And no other producer can supply between a price of 2 and 4 other than A. So that means between a price of 2 and 4, the aggregate supply function consists only of producer A. Okay. So, but then at the price of greater than 4 and at the price between 4 and 6, we have both A and B supplying. So now what we need to do is we need to basically look at the next point. So, but actually before we do that, let me quickly draw those curves so we can see them a little bit better. So maybe that is green. Okay. And maybe this is blue. Okay. And the first one was red. Okay, so at the price between 4 and 6, we have both A and B supplying. So now what we need to do is we just look at, at the price of 6, what is the total aggregated supply? So at the price of 6, the quantity supplied of A is 2, and at the price of 6, the quantity supplied of B is also 2. That means at the price of 6, we need to add another 4, which means at the price of 6, we need to have a total quantity supplied of 4. So that means here the supply function gets a kink, but we see at the price of 6, we have a total quantity supplied of 4 because 2 come from A and another 2 come from B. Okay, so now next, we have at the price of greater than 6, we obviously have all three. At the price of greater than 6, we have all three producers supply. And so what we can do is we'll just take a price, maybe let's say 8. At the price of 8, A quantity supplied is 3. Green, B, at the price of 8 is 4, so 3 plus 4, that's 7. And at the price of 8, company C produces 1, so that's a total of 8. So at the price of 8, we should see a total quantity supplied of 8. and we should see this one. So now let's double check at the price of 8, that's here, okay, and that's 8 as well. So the concept of moving from individual demand or individual supply functions to market demand or market supply function is always the same and consists of aggregating the demand or the supply functions horizontally.